part 3, and welcome back to Point Blank with Genevieve. I'm an artist, I make music, I'm about to drop my first debut album. We have a lot in the works. But if you've watched part 1 and part 2, then this part is going to make sense. We've been talking about how I came to believe in the supernatural realm and how the attacks became less when I started to believe that these entities were real rather than looking at them as this is just a dream or this is just a nightmare or this just needs medication to fix. Understanding that these entities know you and they're trying to take you out. And I think we're living in a time now where more people are coming to believe that angels are real, that demons are real. And if they are real, it just leads you into more like who's in control of these demons, who's in control of the angels. So, yeah. Today we're going to be talking about some of the demonic attacks that I've been through. So in part 1, I spoke about the very first time I experienced all of this, supernatural entities. And then, I spoke about, just go check it out, okay? I spoke about how I started to believe that there was a calling on my life and there was a higher power taking me through this so I could understand I have an opponent, where if that isn't revealed to you, you'll go throughout this life thinking that there isn't an enemy. You know that quote when people say, the best thing the devil did was convince the world that he doesn't exist. Like, that's the best thing he's ever done. Okay. But, yeah. So here we are. Okay, so I'm at a point where I understand these beings are real. They know my name. They can sort of see where I'm going. I don't feel like they know everything, because then they would be the ultimate power. But I feel like they have some knowledge. And I do feel like they can test us to get to know more about us based on how we react, how we speak. If thoughts are put into our head, externally, internally, and we don't take them captive and we walk out the lies about ourselves, lies about other people, we treat them differently. We treat ourselves differently. So if we don't take these things captive, we are now being controlled. So yes, at a point where I'm able to discern, my spirit in my body can discern those spirits a lot quicker than what my physical body ever could. Okay? So, let me see, which point should I take you guys into? So after experience number 1, which was the first time I came to understand, okay, what's going on here, these things are real. That's in part 1. Do go check it out. So that was the physical touch, physical grab. As I go on in my life, the attacks started to change. So I'm going to take you through some ways of how these entities started to attack me. Okay? And if you've been through this stuff, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm not trying to explain myself really to people to get them to believe. This is just the reality of what's happened in my life, and you're welcome to listen. This is not I'm trying to convince you. I think in this life, at one point, we all come face to face with the devil somehow, and I do believe we all come face to face with the highest power over everything, which I believe to be God. I do believe in your life, you will come face to face with both of those things in one shape or form. You will. That's just what I believe. So, so it went from the physical touching to the grabbing to now changing. So, sleep paralysis. There's times where you can have sleep paralysis in the daytime or in the nighttime. I'm trying to run through these because I got a stack of things. I got to get it all in. So, so there was a time in my life I'd go to sleep, and it was always about 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. in the morning. My body would go numb. I'd feel a pressure on my face, and my spirit would react. I could feel that my spirit is fighting and I'm asleep. My spirit comes alive. My spirit recognizes, hang on, something's trying to attack me. So my spirit is protecting my body from whatever is happening in the unseen realm. And I remember my spirit calling out to Jesus. Once again, it's like my spirit knows who Jesus is. The same person that saved me the first time, my spirit now knows that that name has authority, that name has power. What's interesting to me is that my spirit never calls Muhammad. It never calls Gandhi. It never calls like any other names that you would look to in different beliefs as having some sort of title or power to save, right? My spirit is never calling out to any other name but this repetitive name of Jesus. And during this time, I'm still on my journey of coming to understand who this Jesus is, you know? But anyway, so to break this sleep paralysis off, it used to take a good amount of minutes. Like, let's say, like four minutes is a long time when you're asleep and like you're trying to fight this thing, and sometimes your physical body's waking up and you're like, what's going on? You can't see anything, but you go, the force like puts you back down, and your spirit is speaking. I was very aware that my physical voice was not speaking. It was this, my spirit in my body telling these entities, in the name of Jesus, get off me, or Jesus, you know, just a lot of shouting that name. So it used to go on for 4 minutes, like 4 or 5 minutes if I could time it. It was long because you'd wake up in between that and you'd be like, is this still going? So obviously there were times I dismissed that. There were times I told myself, okay, sleep paralysis, you know, scientifically how it's explained, you know, we know everything that goes with that. Sleep paralysis, you can look into that. No, it's not a real entity. It's just, you know, all of the stuff that they say it is. But so let's pretend. So there was a time where I just ignored it. Okay, these entities are not real. Let's go with the fact that, you know, it's just got to do with the timing of your body going to sleep and all of this stuff. The attacks continued, if I am to call them attacks. Okay, they continued when I didn't identify it as these beings were real. Months go by, years go by. This is sort of the main attack that I was going through, was the sleep paralysis, and I would have it in the daytime as well. So I remember one time I took a nap on the sofa in the daytime, and same thing, pressure on my face, something's pinning you down, you go completely numb, you can't move, your mouth drops, you know, like sort of a stroke, paralyzed. Right before I wake up, I see the black entity come away from me, and like it runs because it's scared. Oh, she's just woken up. Once again, I'm thinking, let's ignore it. Let's not treat it as though it's an actual demon. The months go by, the years go by, these encounters continue. It was only when and once again, in that same experience, once again, my spirit is calling out to that name, Jesus. And the more I'm going through these sleep paralysis attacks over the course of my life, let me just bring it back. So the more I'm going through this, my spirit is always calling the name of Jesus, yeah. And the time it would take for me to break this off started to shorten. So where it was 4 minutes, now went down to like 3, then 2 minutes. It's like I became stronger spiritually. And the demons know that. So when you read about demons and how Jesus rebuked them, they now started saying to Jesus, what do you want with us? Ah, you've come around again, Jesus. Now the demons start to recognize, I know who I am now. So it started to lessen when I started to, one, realize They are real entities. It's not some scientific thing that's going on with your body. It's actually these dimensions exist. And two, they are afraid of this name, Jesus. Because think about it. If I call any other name, well, I didn't, so I wouldn't know. But I've seen other people call all sorts of names in different beliefs. And your demons don't leave. If they leave for a short while, they definitely come back. Because the devil is manipulating you. He's manipulating the situation. So you think they're gone, but they're not truly gone. And it takes years to watch this play out. It takes years. Okay, so that was that. There was another time, different attacks. So now I've realized you're a demon, you need to go. And I start taking authority over these spirits. Like before I take a nap, I will always say, I bind the spirit of sleep paralysis. Before I go to sleep at bed, in my nighttime, whether day or night, I will rebuke the spirit of sleep paralysis, and I'll speak over the air, and I'll say, I bind the enemy, and I will sleep in peace, and I declare it out loud, and that has definitely stopped a lot of this stuff happening. Okay, moving on quickly. So there was another time I was lying in my bed, and my spirit woke up out of my body. My eyes were shut, but I could see it. Okay, I could see this. This happened a couple months ago. So my spirit sat up out of my body and it shouted I could see 3 entities at the end of my bed. And my spirit shouted, "Get out in the name of Jesus. Get out of my room. I rebuke you." Once again, the sleep paralysis thing, but now my spirit is seeing more to the picture, where it used to just be me and something on me, like one thing. Now my spirit because your spirit's becoming stronger. Your spirit is seeing the 3 entities. So your vision increases in the unseen realm. It's really a gift to see in the unseen realm. And this is not for everyone. I feel like God gives you this gift for you to steward. Not for you to abuse it, for you to steward it. And he always shows you things with purpose. So in part 1, I talked about seeing 2 entities. Now I'm seeing 3. So there's reasons for these things happening. We're on a time limit, but bear with. So my spirit wakes up to rebuke these spirits before my body ever could. So my spirit, this is what I know, is in alignment to Jesus Christ. Like when you give your life to Jesus Christ, which is now a major step ahead in my story, but let's go back. Your spirit now is aware of who Jesus is. You're aware of how Jesus thinks. You're aware of how Jesus operates over these demonic spirits. So Jesus ain't just going to sit around. He's going to take authority over them. So your spirit knows to do that. Your spirit is one with Jesus Christ. So then my body physically woke up and I sat up. So your physical body is playing catch up with the unseen realm. So that's what I thought was amazing to me, is that even though I'm asleep, you still don't have authority, because my spirit still knows that you're not meant to be here. You're not supposed to steal from me. But imagine if I just looked at that whole situation and I just ignored it. Things continue to keep playing out in your life up until you recognize. See, the devil, once you encounter him, he will only keep messing with you up until you tell him to go. He knows he has to flee, but you don't even know that you have that authority. So you just lie back in your bed and you continue being attacked. You continue letting the nightmares run, letting the bad dreams run, and you never come to a point in your life of taking that leap and saying, you know what? Let me start rebuking these things in this name and see what happens. And you will literally see what happens. So that was that. Other things I've seen in my life quickly. I've seen black things fly around the room, like black smoke. I've seen flashes of lightning. in the corner of the room. I would look at that as being angels protecting me. I once woke up to angels singing, an amazing choir on the right side of my ear. Everything was in sync. It was a female choir. They were singing like, ah, like really high pitched, like that note, those types of notes. Yeah. So I woke up to that choir and I thought it was my phone going off. I thought it was like a ringtone. So I looked at my phone. I was like, no alarm was set. So I got woken up by angels. So I've had that. Once I was in a shop, and the heaviness that came upon me from this person that was next to me, it was just a force, a very dark force. It had a putrid smell to it. I kept looking around like, is anybody seeing this? You might think, oh, has the guy just been drinking? Has he just... Those are the physical things that you think, oh, he's just been drinking. He's just been smoking. But you could feel a force. Like if you tried to go to him, there was this force. There was a dynamic in play. People in the physical will tell you you're crazy. I tried to go out to look for him again. He was nowhere to be seen. I literally had my eyes on this guy that I needed to pray for him. Something's going on in his life. There's a heaviness there. If you know, you know. Right. So let me see. Last story, and then it's a wrap. Once I was asleep, and a black entity, black spirit, I saw it. I was asleep physically. My spirit saw it. It took my spirit out of my body, took me into my friend's room that was in the other room. She said to me in the morning, she said my name. She said, you came into my room last night. What's all that about? You should know, she's friendly. Nothing like that. Like you came into my room, I was like, I didn't come into your room last night. And then I told her what happened, but I said, this did happen. I saw a spirit take me next door into your room. So yeah, and I know why that happened. I think so. The people you hang around with, the things you get involved in, do open doors to demonic spirits. How you take care of your body can determine whether demonic spirits come into your life. So there's many open doors, but that's another video. Once you close those doors, the enemy can't just do things like that. Can't just take you on trips like that in the spirit. Can't just take you into people's rooms. Can't just do the sleep paralysis thing. So yeah, so that's it, guys. I just thought I'd share some things that's happened in my life. Join me next time where we talk about how I am more free of these things now. So how do I sleep in peace now? I wanted to make that this video, but I did want to take you through all of these things I've been through so you can actually understand the enemy doesn't stop with one form of attack. It's different forms. And you need to identify with God that this is not medication. This is not just a medical issue. This could very well be spiritual. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys, and join me next time on Point Blank with Genevieve, and I hope you have a great day. See you next time.